Okay, you guys, we're doing something a little different here, as you can see. As most of you guys know, my name is Michael. I'm the founder of 405 Trading Cards. You probably know me from a couple of my vendor POVs, because that's really the only content I've made here on YouTube. Today I just wanted to do a couple Q&A questions, and I'm going to try it out. This is going to be a little bit different, probably, from ones that you've seen, but I'm going to be filling up this binder and talking at the same time. I'm a little bit uncomfortable just talking to the camera like this, because usually in the vendor POVs I'm talking with other people, or during the streams I'm chatting with everybody that's on the streams, but right now I'm just talking to the camera. So I'm gonna pretend like I'm streaming, and I'm going to fill up this binder right here. And I'm also going to try out recording myself doing this with the camera on my phone while talking to the camera right here. The first question was, how do I get started in selling cards? And how did you get started selling cards? I get asked this question a lot, and I think the best answer to that would be is to just start. I guess sourcing cards is the hardest part. So I think back when I started about a year and a half ago, I was going on Facebook and finding any deals I could find and buying those up. It's probably a little bit harder right now because the market is kind of intense, but yeah, I was using Facebook Marketplace. I was going to trade nights. I'm not even putting cards in the binder. Okay, I think I'm getting used to this. I thought at first I was gonna need the binder, but I think I can just talk to the camera if I just pretend like I'm talking to one of my friends. But yeah, marketplace, going to trade nights, going to card shows. Really, that's how I got started. Eventually, I went to a card show with my cousin. I wasn't going there with the intent to like sell anything, but I came with a couple things that I had. Somebody came up to me, asked if I had anything to trade or sell. I think we ended up doing a deal together. I think it was a super small deal, like a $2 card for a $2 card. But that right there kind of got me thinking. I traded a card that I didn't really like for a card that I really wanted. So really, it's just getting started. Getting started is always the hardest part. Putting yourself in the position and the environments to make deals or find deals. It's just getting started. Kind of like what I'm doing right now. I'm just starting with the Q&As with the camera. You guys should have saw me before pressing the start on the camera. I was just sitting here contemplating and thinking, what was I gonna say? What was I gonna sound like? It's very scary to do something new, and I think that's what stops a lot of people. You never know until you try it out, and if you don't like it, or if it doesn't go well, you don't have to keep doing it. But if you want to get better and you want to learn, then you just have to keep working at it, and that's what I'm gonna do with these videos. Hopefully, we'll see. Let's go on to the next question. What did I do before I started selling trading cards and collectibles? I get asked this question a lot too. Nobody really knows, and it's funny because nobody would ever guess. Before I got into cards, I was a full-time new construction plumber. It was a time in my life where it was really tough. I did that for, I think, 2.5 years. I liked it. I really liked it at first because I was doing something new and I was learning new things. The labor part of it really was getting to me, I guess, after the first year. And so I was getting depressed, and I didn't even know it. So I was looking for outlets, I guess, relieve some of that stress. And I found a lot of joy in cards. I I had an old collection of Pokemon cards that I found while I was working that kind of got me back into it. I actually sold that binder too, which I regret. There was a bunch of cool shinings from there, like the Shining Mewtwo, Shining Raichu, a bunch of cool mid-era cards, but I sold it because I needed money. I needed money for another investment. And if I could go back, I wish I didn't sell that binder, because that was a lot of my childhood. I know that's common to everyone's story. But yeah, that reminded me of how much I loved cards. Finding that binder, reminiscing about the childhood. And so I was working my new construction plumbing job, and then after I would get off work, I would go to these trade nights and watch live streams online, and I would just spend my free time doing that. Finding cool cards, buying cool cards, trading for cool cards, pretty much anything to get my mind off the next day of work, because it was brutal. Like every day looked like this. I would wake up at 4:30 a.m. You don't know me. I'm a workaholic, and also I like to work out. Everybody knows that if I don't work out, I'm moody, I'm not productive, so I always have to work out before my day starts. So I'd work out, get a good meal in, and then I would read, and I always get to places early. Because if I'm on time, I'm late in my mind, and I always want to be early. I don't know if that's anxiety or what, but that's how I've always been. I never like to be late. But yeah, I'd do that routine, and then I would go to work. And I wouldn't get off work until, what was it? I think it was like 6 or 7 to, I don't even know, like 4 p.m., 5 p.m. It's been a long time, and a lot of stuff has happened since then, but it was long days, and it didn't help that I made working out a priority, so it added on an extra 2 or 3 hours when I could have been getting sleep. And then after work, I would work on the card stuff, and I did that for, I think, 8 months straight. I did that. I just kept working on the card stuff after work, and eventually got to the point where I was making a decent amount of money, where I wanted to see what would happen if I gave it my full attention. Eventually I spoke to my boss, and I asked him if I gave my 2 weeks notice and chased a dream of mine, which was, putting my full attention to cards. If it didn't work out, could I come back and work as a new construction plumber? And shout out to Brian, he said yes. And so we did that. I gave my 2 weeks, and I went full time, and I haven't looked back since. It's been a wild ride, and now I'm here making these kind of videos. So as you can see, it's been good. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm definitely not as depressed as I was. It just wasn't my cup of tea, I guess. The weather really got to me, I think, was the hardest part about it, because here in Oklahoma, the weather is, if you don't know, it's all over the place. One morning it could be snowing, the next morning it could be like 80 degrees. It's seriously how it is over here. And new construction plumbing, for the most part, depending on which part of plumbing it is, most of the time it's the frame of the house isn't even done, so you're working just out in a piece of land. And if it's snowing, if it's raining, it's tough just to be out there for 8+ hours. I know for some people that doesn't seem as bad, especially if you're used to it, Shout out to all the people that work outdoors and really work hard, but it wasn't my cup of tea. It was really getting to my body and my mind. And not to say that doing the card business isn't hard either. It's just a different type of hard. There's a lot of challenging things when it comes to this side as well, which I'll probably make in another video. But they're just different. That's what I did before I started selling trading cards and collectibles. I gotta stop saying and I notice I keep doing that. We'll practice. I'll get better. Next question. I have a little note right here that I'm reading off of, because I knew I couldn't just keep rolling off my tongue and keep talking. So I wrote a little cheat sheet down here. There I go again. Do I do this full time? Yes, I do this full time. As most of you guys know from my Whatnot streams, I stream every Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesdays I flip through the binders, and it's pretty much a claim sale. I've got 5 binders. We usually go through, I think, 4 binders on Wednesdays, and pretty much I flip through the pages. People call out what they want. I show conditions, and then if they like it, they can claim it, or they can pass on it. And I stream at 11 a.m. Central, so most of the time people are working. So I always tell people, whenever you need to cash out on your pile, just let me know. I know you're busy at work, you're probably with family, or you're taking care of your kids, or you're about to go to school. Whatever it is, just let me know and I'll cash you out. But that's what I do on Wednesdays. I call it Binder Wednesdays. If you ever hear me talk about it on one of my vendor POVs, or if you hear me talk about it on my social media, I'm most active on my Instagram. If you guys want to follow, I talk about it a lot. And Thursdays is for slabs and boxes. So I always have new inventory every day because I buy every day. But I have boxes, which is the excess that doesn't go in my binders, or doesn't go in my my slab box. And on Thursdays, that's what I'll do. I'll show those. And each stream is usually about, like, I want to say like 4 to 5 hours, and it's just me showing all the inventory, all the new stuff, all the old stuff, and it's a really good time. I like to have a chill stream, some music in the background, not too loud. I'm not yelling at anybody. It's claim sales, so I'm not telling people to bid it up because it's going for too low, or nothing like that. I don't like to yell. You guys seen a couple of the comments from people that are always in my streams. Shout out to you guys. I love you guys. Thank you. So that's my Wednesday and Thursday. And if you're curious why I started there, my Monday and Tuesdays usually recover. But I usually end up working those days too. After Wednesday, Thursday, I have streams. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I usually go to a card show. And that's where I get all my content from for the vendor POVs. I do a card show. I want to say lately it's been every other weekend. Sometimes 3 shows a week, or 3 shows a month. And I know a lot of you have been asking when and where is the next card show. And a lot of you asked me if I'm going to a card show that's not around Oklahoma. And right now, as I grow, I'm sticking to local shows. But I know in the future I want to go towards the bigger shows. So going to a lot of collecticons and going to, what is it, Front Row and Card Party, some of those, the bigger name shows. And I know I've been getting a lot of requests to do so, but for the time being, until I get everything figured out and have a smooth system and maybe hire a team, because right now I am full-time, like fully immersed into 405 trading cards. I'm doing everything myself. That's, you know, the sourcing, the selling, the packing, the shipping, the editing, the recording, the responding, the marketing. There's a lot that goes into it. A lot of people don't see what it takes, but it's definitely tough. Like I said, it's a different type of hard. But getting back on track, the weekends is for card shows, and usually around Oklahoma. I've traveled to Dallas. I go to Dallas like once a month for the Dallas card show. Recently there was a Houston Collecticon, which that show was awesome, and I got to meet a lot of you guys that have been on streams and a lot of people that watch my YouTube content, so that was cool. That's why I want to do a different type of shows than just sticking to the local ones, so I can meet you guys. But Houston so far has been the furthest I've gone. But yeah, Dallas once a month. I've gone out to Arkansas. I've gone out to Kansas this weekend, actually. I'm going to Kansas for a show, the gas show. I think they call it the KC Royal show. That's going to be a first time for me. So if you're in the area, or if I don't even know if I'll have time to edit this before that show. But yeah, card shows on the weekends. Monday, Tuesday is usually recovery, usually editing. Because during a card show on the weekends, I don't have time to do anything. During my stream days, Wednesday, Thursday, after I get done streaming, I have to go straight to packing. Like my 1 day shipping, everybody on stream knows that. As soon as stream ends, pack it up and go. I want it to everybody's door safely and as fast as possible. There was a time and point where I think every day I was working till like 2 a.m. I don't know how long that lasted, but it was a while. It's slowed down a little bit because I have a little bit of help now. But yeah, that was a really tough time, and nobody understands that. It's weird because it takes a lot of work to make those videos. Yeah, so Monday, Tuesday is my recovery. I've got all the normal stuff I need to do, like grocery shopping, and I've got a meal prep. I meal prep every week. I usually have more chores like laundry and regular cleaning. I hold myself to a standard, and I like to stick to it because I feel like if I'm consistent with my own life, then I'll be consistent with my work. And I'm sure everybody wants to buy singles or product from somebody that's consistent, you know? There's a reason why McDonald's or Walmart is so reliable no matter where you go. It's because they're consistent. And I feel like that's pretty important when you have a business that you're trying to grow. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday is all for that, and then editing more, and then I'm taking on more projects now. So I do get to relax a little bit more if I finish my work. But I'd like to work on side projects like this video right here, or I'm making t-shirts, and that takes a lot of work and effort, or I'm looking in how to make a Discord, which I've just pushed out. There's a lot of projects that I want to keep doing, so that I keep growing this business. I want to grow it as much as I can. I really want to see where this goes. That's me doing this full time, and also that doesn't include me working out I try to work out Monday through Friday, and if you guys follow my Instagram, you guys are fully aware of the crazy workouts that I do. I like to do a lot of HIIT workouts before my streams, before my day gets started. I have to work out. I think that's the reason why I've been able to build 405 trading cards into what it is today. It's really, working out has helped me and immensely, just building up my mental strength and my endurance, especially always challenging myself. If I didn't work out, I probably wouldn't be doing this video. Okay, next question. What do I do in my free time? Well, when I do have free time, which is a bit rare because I'm always doing side projects or I'm always working on something, I like to play pickleball. I'm a huge pickleball guy. I can play that. I could probably play it all day if my body let me, but I'm getting to the point where my knees and my body start hurting. I think that's what happens when you get older. But you guys know in the streams I always complain about my knees cracking. But that's what I like to do on my free time. There's actually a couple courts in Oklahoma that I go to, and if I have time, I'll go play pickleball. I also have a couple other things that I work on my free time, which is, at the moment, not right now, but I did before I got super busy, and that was making books. I have, I think, 5 children's books so far, and one, here, I'll actually go get it. Okay, I'm back. These are the books I was talking about. So I've got a kind of a bigger book right here, and it's called Small Decisions, Big Impacts. You can find this on Amazon, and it pretty much just goes over any challenges or life lessons that I've learned so far. I wrote this when I was, I think, 21 or 22, but it's a nice little read. It's a super fast read. I don't like reading a whole lot, so I wanted to make a book where it was easy to read. And by that I mean it just flows. So each chapter flows into the next one. And I made the chapters only a couple pages long. So if you're like me, you don't like to read, you know, if you could just read a chapter every night, it'll take you, I think it takes like less than 5 minutes to read a chapter, honestly. So yeah, you have to check it out. It's on Amazon. All my children's books, they're on Amazon as well. And to anybody that thinks that I'm just giving away stuff to get content or make a whole lot of money out of it, it's funny. It's not why I do it. Sure, the views and the shares help. I mean, that's what people like to watch, and people like to feel good. Sure, it helps, but that's not why I do those things. And if you've been following my channel, you can tell from one of the posts that I pinned, I think a lot of the reasons why I like to give back or why I like to be kind to people is because of my best friend. And if you want to read up a little bit more about that, that's all in this book. But these children's books that I made are all books that support a positive affirmation and teach kids how to use a positive affirmation in every book. And each book uses a cute little animal. This one's actually the most popular, Alex the Awesome Axolotl. But yeah, each one uses a different positive affirmation, and it teaches kids with illustrations on how to use that affirmation. This was my first one, Riley the Rare Red Panda. If you guys want to search these up, it's under Positivity Partners on Amazon. And yeah, these are something that I used to work on when I had free time. I kind of seem boring. I don't really do much with my free time because I don't have much. But yeah, pickleball. You know, work on books, or I used to work on books. I also used to do a bit of real estate when I had free time. I used to work on properties, something that I was taught when I was young by my father, was to remodel and renovate properties, which sucked, but I would never change any of that, because that's kind of built me into who I am, helped build me into who I am today, which I'm very thankful for, because working on those houses again in whatever weather, it made me tough, and it showed me a whole different side of the world. There's a lot of nasty stuff and scary stuff I had to work through, build my resilience and my toughness. So yeah, actually probably one of the toughest parts of my life was when I started making YouTube videos, because at the time I was working on 2 house projects as well, and it's not like I had a whole lot of experience working on houses or renovating them, but I decided I was going to take on 2 house projects, and to learn how to edit videos while trying to build 405 trading cards up. I think I had like 8 months under my belt since quitting my job and taking the business full time, and I decided to take on the house projects, and it was my first ever Collecticon too. I did my first ever Collecticon, then was like, I'm gonna make videos. I'm already doing the card shows, I might as well make videos and learn as much as I can about editing. Decided to start editing and renovating 2 houses. Yeah, it was tough. Okay, but back on track. Let's see here. Where do I stream on? That's simple. I stream on Whatnot. I've been streaming for a while now. I started streaming while I was doing my plumbing job. I thought that was interesting because I never had a consistent schedule. But I've been streaming on Whatnot since then, so probably at least 2 years now. It wasn't always like claim sales like I've been doing. I've dabbled. I never knew what I liked. So I tried a bunch of different things until I figured out what exactly I liked, the format I liked, when I liked streaming. But if you're an OG with me that's been to my streams, you guys remember the pull boxes. You guys remember the request streams. I used to do pull boxes, and I remember, oh gosh, I remember just dreading doing those streams because nobody would buy, and if they did, they usually sniped the chase. So I put like 100 cards in an ETB box, turn them all backwards, and I would write a couple of them saying like winner, or I'd write a card name like Charizard on one of them, and whichever one you pulled, you'd say a number 1 through 100. For example, somebody bought one of the pulls for like $2 and they said their favorite number was 29. I would count from the front all the way to 29 and they'd get a random pull, and that consisted of a random V card or EX card, or I don't even remember, but there were a couple hits in there that had bigger hits that could go up to like $100 or $50 or something like that. So I feel like, man, during those times, that's where I made a lot of my good friends, because they really supported me and talked to me when I was lonely, because those streams were lonely. Those were the back in the days where I would stream and I'd have single digit numbers in my my streams, and for periods of time I wouldn't be talking because I was I guess not unmotivated, but kind of tired of talking to myself, or sometimes my friends weren't there, so I was trying to talk to the chat, but nobody would talk back to me. And I'd sit there and just keep pressing auction off, and it would count down to the 30 seconds, or count down to 0 from 30 seconds, and I'd watch it every time, just slowly count down. Yeah, that stream was one I didn't look forward to. And then whenever it did get a little bit busy, sometimes people would buy in and they'd say a number and immediately get the card. I don't know what it is. I think I have bad luck with pull boxes, because each pull was like $1 or $2 or something like that, and they'd pull this $80 card and I'd be out like, I don't know, $70. But I got the idea of pull boxes because I really enjoyed watching this guy's stream on Whatnot, and that's what he did. He just did pull boxes and he killed it. He had built such a community that liked doing the pull boxes that they just bid it up every time, and he always had a lot of people in there. It didn't work out. I don't know if it was because I wasn't my style, or maybe I wasn't streaming at the right time, but it didn't work out, and honestly I'm glad it didn't, because I really like the way I do things right now. Another stream I had was request streams. Gosh, and that was actually like, request streams was pretty recent. It wasn't like back in the day when I started. This was only like a couple months ago. For the longest time, when I started doing binder streams, people would always come into my streams and ask me, hey, do you have this card from Crown Zenith? And I'd sit here and like look around, and I have so much inventory and I'm not organized at all that I would say, yes, give me a second and let me find it. And after streaming on Whatnot for a while, I'd built this community, so there was usually around like 20 to like 30 people in my streams. And so one person coming in and asking if I had a card, me not being organized, resulted in, I don't know, like 10 minutes of just me looking for a card while everybody else sat there. Well, actually, a lot of people would leave. So eventually I came up with the idea, how about I give a day? How about I commit one day only for requests, and there would be a queue. So I tried that out. I organized a little bit, and by a little bit I mean like I organized by modern, vintage, and slabs go here, this binder's for that, and it worked a little bit faster, but mentally it took a toll on me, and I did it for a couple months. Just like scrambling to find a card while other people waited on me didn't feel right, so I stopped doing Thursday request streams. You guys all know that was a funny idea that I had, but we tried it out. We didn't like it, so we didn't do it anymore. And that's how you learn. You just have to try things out. But now I've found a way that I like it. My Minor Wednesdays, my Thursday boxes. Yeah, that works great. And now I want to possibly give one more day to streaming as well. I'm thinking about one of the perks for I think it's my second or third tier on my YouTube memberships is private streams. I want to give my members a little bit something extra for supporting me. So as some of you guys might know, I buy a lot. I buy every day. I go to a lot of card shows. I go meet people every day. I get a lot of new inventory in, and I post it online, and I get a lot of messages to the point where it's half of it, maybe more than half, is like spam, where it's not somebody that's never bought from me, but they ask me questions, they ask me for a video, and of a specific card that I had just posted, and then I take the time out to send them a video or whatever, and they don't say anything else. They just ghost me. Or they ask me for a card that I had just gotten, and I go look for the card, and they don't say anything else after I send it to them. So I made the memberships, or I made a perk of the memberships to where I'll make private streams, and those private streams will allow members who truly want to buy something from me, it'll give them early access to the singles that I get, the new inventory that I get. So yeah, that'll be, I think, we'll see how it goes. Maybe I don't like it, maybe we have to change it up, but I'm thinking of adding another day to where I stream. I commit time for that. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, streaming on Whatnot, if you guys want to check it out. Every Wednesday and Thursday. Alright. I think this is going to be the last one. I didn't think I was going to be able to talk for this long. I've been talking. I don't even know how many minutes that says. I think it's like 40 minutes. Well, we edited some, but we'll see how long it is. Last question. How did you start editing, making videos? What equipment do I use? Oh my goodness. This is a question that I've been asked I don't even know how many times. And it's crazy because, oh man, people get mad at me if I don't answer right away. It's hard because a lot of people don't know that us content creators get a ton of messages, a lot of messages, and it's hard to get back to everyone, and it's tough when everybody's asking for information or free stuff from you. And yes, people ask me for free cards all the time, but it's tough. That's partially why I want to make a video, so I can just refer people to this video instead of explaining 10 minutes through message and then having follow-up questions about that, or about any questions that they have about vending or editing videos, or have a full video of all sorts of information that they can use. But I started editing and making videos because I watched other content creators like Pack Battle, Bulbasaur, but I watched their content and I always told myself I go to these card shows that they did, and I was like, I'll just focus on whatever deals that I do have. And it could have been like a $2 sale or a trade for dollar cards. I didn't matter. I posted all the deals in all my vendor POVs, and I just started. I looked up what cameras to use. I asked around. I asked about mics, and I asked about editing softwares. I'll probably go into detail in the next video about what all I use, and I'll actually show you guys everything. You guys do not want to see my office right now, my streaming room. It's a mess. It's very messy. But I'll lay everything out probably in my living room or in my garage or something, and show you guys what I use, what exactly I use. I didn't really even answer that question, but how did you start editing and making videos? I guess I sort of did. You know what? This is for another time. I think I'm feeling a little bit dizzy from talking to the camera. But yeah, I appreciate you guys being patient with me. I know there was a lot of rambling. I'll get better at this, I promise. Appreciate you guys for sticking around. I'll see you guys in the next video. Post every single day. I post a short video. I post my long-form videos every Friday for vendor POVs. This video I'm sure I'll just throw out on a random day and see how it goes. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the next one.